Hey K-popers, welcome back to Hallyu and welcome back to a brand new K-pop news roundup. It's been an emotional and wild week in the K-pop world, with Suga announcing a surprise surgery, Blackpink coming under fire from China for cuddling panda bears, the tragic passing of Park Ji-sun, and many more news items and comebacks. Before we get started, a quick thank you to Hallyu's honorary producers. If you want to be on this list and show off your bias group to everyone watching, you can support my work on Patreon. Patrons also have a say in lots of videos before they're released, so if you want to leave your mark on Hallyu, come join us over on Patreon. I also want to quickly mention that Hallyu now has a community tab on YouTube. Come join the casual chats and have your say in some fun polls. It'll be a great way for you to be a part of the Hallyu community. As I said, we've got a full schedule this week, so let's jump right in. This is your K-pop news roundup for November 8th, 2020. Let's start with Blackpink, who are drawing the ire of Chinese netizens and government agencies alike. The reason is because in the final episode for the reality show 24365 with Blackpink, the girls went to the Everland theme park, and specifically to the zoo, to spend some time with panda bears. As part of the episode, they helped make a meal for the mother panda bear and cuddled with the baby 3-month-old cub Fubao. This is all cute and adorable, but it has spawned a ton of backlash from Chinese citizens, officials, and Chinese government's forestry administration. So let me explain what's going on here and try to find the middle ground. So first off, we all know pandas are endangered, and actually China owns all of the pandas in the world. Even though this was in Korea at Everland theme park, they are renting the pandas from China for about $1 million per year. As part of the rental, China has set out some strict guidelines to ensure the health and the well-being of the pandas while they're under the care of foreign zoos. Part of these guidelines require that nobody other than the assigned zookeepers can physically interact with the animals, and the big reason here is to protect them from zoonotic diseases, in other words diseases that can cross species. And if you're wondering how dangerous that really is, COVID-19 is a zoonotic disease that jumped from animals to humans. So everyone is upset because the girls broke that rule and interacted with the baby while wearing makeup, perfume, and other beauty products which could be harmful to the pandas. Not to mention that we know some Blackpink members have pets, and that is a whole other class of potential diseases they could bring over into the zoo. Now with all that being said, let's be clear, Blackpink are not the ones in the wrong here at all. This visit was organized by various YG staff, and most importantly, the zoo okayed the filming and the visit. So really, there is a valid reason for being upset here on China's side, but they should be mad at the zoo, not Blackpink. And it's pretty obvious what they're doing here in my opinion. Why be mad at some zoo when you can paint a Korean cultural superstar in a bad light and try to stop the takeover of Blackpink in China? Be sure to let me know how you guys feel about this and if you agree with my take down in the comments. BTS's Suga has surprised us all this week after announcing he has undergone shoulder surgery. The procedure was done to correct some long-standing health and wellness issues with his shoulder that have plagued him since pre-debut. The surgery was a success, and Suga is now resting and recovering. He had previously only told those very close to him about the surgery as he didn't want anyone to worry. He was discharged on November 6th, and both Big Hit and Suga himself have shared statements since. Suga said in part, "As I am someone who performs on stage, I tried to hold it out as long as possible to not do surgery by rehabilitation and injections, but being on stage was constantly making it worse, which scared me. So 3 out of 4 hospitals recommended I get surgery if it were like this, so I went through with it. As I'm not able to participate in schedules in the meantime, I feel sorry towards my members and apologize to ARMYs as well. It's a bummer for me too. I'll be out for a little while to make the best recovery, but I will be back soon. It won't be long." I'm really happy to hear that Suga's putting his health first, and I wish him a quick recovery, and I hope he's able to enjoy his activities even more going forward now that his shoulder is going to be 100%. Now let's move on to a story I covered as it was breaking early in the week, that of the tragic passing of famous MC and comedian Park Ji-sun and her mom. In case you missed that video, I'll try to sum up what happened here. After Ji-sun's dad couldn't reach her or her mom, he became worried and called the police to check up on them. Unfortunately, by the time that the police arrived at the house, Ji-sun and her mother had both tragically passed away. What we found out later is that Ji-sun had been undergoing treatment for a skin disease and was living with her mother at the time. A note, which is presumed to be a suicide note written by her mother, was found in the house. In it, the mother described the suffering Ji-sun had been enduring and that she didn't want her daughter to suffer alone. A truly tragic situation. Ji-sun was a kind, authentic, and caring MC who treated so many of our favorite groups and idols with respect and adoration, and it's a tragic loss for the K-pop world. After her passing, many idols wrote letters and heartfelt messages to her, including Chinese Key, who said, "Nuna, thank you always. I'm sorry I couldn't express it with all my heart. I pray that you are resting peacefully now." Girls' Generation Seohyun, Super Junior's Lee Tuck, boy group CIX, and many others also shared thoughtful words about Jisun and the impact that she had on them. Rest in peace, Park Jisun. Alright, now let's switch gears over to the wonderful new K-pop releases that we got this week. We'll kick things off with Monsta X, who are back with the fiery song Love Killer. Very Good gave us Akio this week, their new lighthearted comeback as 4 members. I completely forgot to include KDA's latest track More last week, and since their EP just dropped, I'm going to include more this week. Mamamoo are back at it again with the song Aya. Super Junior released Melody, a pre-release track for their upcoming full-length album. Secret Number are back with their first comeback as a group, Got That Boom. Soloist and trot singer Hong Jin Young gave us the powerful song Never Ever. Former 2NE1 member CL dropped another track for us this week, this one being called 5 Star. Treasure have given us another MV to enjoy this week called MMM. Boy group AB6 dropped the track Salute. Salute. Now soloist Bull 4 had a double release this week. The first track is called Dancing Cartoon. And the second release for Bull 4 is this song called Red Lipstick. And last but not least, Park Ji-hoon of 101 fame released the song Gotcha. There were lots of other new K-pop songs released this week too, so let me know what new songs you've really enjoyed in the comments. Personally, I found myself listening to Very Good's new release. I'm just really happy to see them still making music. Alright, now back to the news. SM has revealed SM Entertainment Square, a block in Los Angeles which will serve as the future location of SM Town LA. The city of LA officially named the square a month ago, and it's clad with a sign which reads, "In honor of founder Sooman Lee, pioneer of the Korean wave and global K-pop phenomenon." G-Dragon is working on a comeback. It's been a while since Big Bang and G-Dragon have been active, with it being over 2.5 years since Big Bang's Flower Road was released. We have an official debut date for SM's upcoming girl group aespa. The girls will be debuting on November 17th, and they'll be debuting with a song called Black Mamba. I assume this is just a reference to the venomous snake, though K-pop does love to reference Kill Bill. Luna has earned their first appearance on the Billboard 200 chart this week. The group's latest album, 12 O'Clock, debuted at 112. Several charities in Korea are speaking up about used album donations made by K-pop fans. One orphanage in particular is calling out K-pop fans who buy excessive copies of albums to help their groups break records or get into fan meets, and then dumping the used albums without photo cards or inserts in them under the guise of it being a, quote, charitable donation. Unfortunately, at this point, the albums are just becoming waste that the charities have to store or dispose of somehow. BTS's smash hit Dynamite is now the song with the most days at number 1 on Melon in history. It has had 53 days at number 1 since its release. Another former 2NE1 member has joined Weverse. Dara joined the platform this week and immediately started chatting with fans and with CL, who is also on the platform, even meeting up with CL in person the day after she joined the platform. SHINee finally has a V-Live channel. It only took SM 5 years, but hey, at least it's finally open. Former Unique and X1 member Woods is gearing up for a comeback. he'll be dropping a new album for us on November 17th. SM has announced that unfortunately NCT's Jisung will not be participating in stage performances as he recovers from a knee injury which he suffered in practice recently. In an announcement that probably shocked no one, BTS have been confirmed as performers at the 2020 Mamas. The future of VIXX is becoming even more unclear as it's been confirmed that N has not renewed his contract with Jellyfish Entertainment. Instead, he has signed with 51K, an agency focused on acting. Thanks to a CJ E&M investor report, we have confirmation that IZ*ONE will be coming back in December of this year. As you can see from the report, there's also an Hypen's debut listed and scheduled for this month. And speaking of CJ E&M, there's some credible rumors going around that CJ E&M wants to have a 101 reunion performance at this year's Mamas. I guess we're just supposed to forget the IOI reunion that was supposed to happen. Super Junior's Heechul had a nerve-wracking week as he went into self-quarantine as a precautionary measure after crossing paths with someone who had tested positive for COVID-19. He has since thankfully tested negative and now he's able to return back to his activities. Some sad news broke for fans this week of Weekly as Playam announced that Jihan has suffered an ankle injury and will be reducing her activity schedule accordingly. I wish Jihan a speedy recovery. JYP and P Nation have announced a new boy group project coming to SBS in 2021. The show will be called Loud, and the teaser revealed that there will be 2 groups. I'll be interested to hear more about the details about how this show will run in the future. SM Entertainment is going hard against malicious commenters and people who spread harmful rumors against their artists. In a statement that they made on November 2nd, SM said in part that they have, quote, commissioned more than 10 law firms, including the nation's top law firms and specialized law firms, to take strong civil and criminal legal action. JYP took a page from SM's playbook this week, announcing they have no official stance on rumors surrounding Twice's Chaeyoung dating a tattoo artist by the name of Chim Hwa-sa. On the one hand, this is a pointless statement to make for an entertainment company, but on the other hand, I'm glad JYP isn't involving themselves in Chaeyoung's personal life. In my view, I think the best outcome here would have just been to not make a statement at all. Red Velvet's Wendy has made her first public appearance. She sang at her nail artist's wedding, a beautiful gesture indeed. Alright, now let's talk about what happened on music shows this week. Girl groups have finally taken over this week. That being said, the week did start with Tomorrow by Together taking their first win for Blue Hour on the show. Twice then took 4 wins for the new song I Can't Stop Me on Show Champion, M Countdown, Music Bank, and Inkigayo. BTS continued to take another win for Dynamite this week too on Show Music Core. Will Twice keep their momentum next week and win big once again? Let me know who you predict the winners will be down in the comments. Alright K-popers, you're officially caught up on everything that's going on in the K-pop world. Let me know what new songs and what news items stood out to you down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on all the K-pop news and entertainment that's coming to you guys each and every single week here at Hallyu.